r/AskReddit, what fake scenario do you play in your head while you're trying to fall asleep? I have entire stories, I imagine. Mostly in a sci-fi universe of my own invention. I usually think about hugging someone. Or getting a hug from someone. I need something wholesome before sleep. Either I'm securely stowed away in a cargo box, hidden on an airplane, or I'm with a fantasy party and we're being hunted by something but we're hidden by our wizard's illusory safety bubble. Job interviews where I absolutely knock it out of the park and get the position. I imagine writing sleep in cursive. Not sure why it is so relaxing, but I rarely have to do it more than 1-2x. That's such a great question. I didn't even know other people did this. So, I, 66F, find myself in a fantasy world that is lovely and peaceful. It is similar to our planet but with things like flying dolphins with people riding them, a huge amusement park that is free and where people go to have fun, and everyone has some kind of an animal as a pal that they walk around with. I quickly find a nice person to ask where and who I am, and they take me to their favorite Italian restaurant where it's explained to me that all labor is done by machines so that humans can actually develop and enjoy themselves. Making OCS, then putting them and myself in the storyline from shows/videos I watched or fics I read. Always NSFW scenarios. Lately I've been imagining what I'd do if I was rocketed into the 1700s and had to survive using my shaky knowledge of Canadian history and minimal survival skills. I win the lottery. Doing stand-up and getting in a fist fight with a heckler. Boobs in my face, usually. This is actually a great question. I do it only rarely, but enjoy pretending I'm soaring above beautiful landscapes, mountains, beaches, oceans, when I remember to do so before sleep. It's very relaxing to me. I usually pick 2 items in my house and try to mash them up in my head. The more convoluted, the better. I'll try to come up with some sort of useful new invention and in the process, will fall asleep because the whole exercise is ridiculous. I am building my dream tree fort. Exacting revenge on those who have wronged me. Only thoughts people, relax. I like to imagine having Superman powers, but being an anarcho-superhero who takes down the conspiratorial heads of the world to free people and cleans the environment. Having a better life and hoping to find it someday. Being propositioned by a dragon and / or being a kobold. Either would be a lot of fun, and I sort of made a habit of entering that mental space while writing a story about them. I'm almost 20 but this is still what I dream about. Everybody has powers, you can learn new ones and improve them by living your life normally during the day, but at night you gotta do quests or study, every 7 days massive brawl where one leaves dead. Yeah, my mind is dumb. I imagine being in a lovely place, a forest, meadow, or seaside, sleeping right on the ground. Feeling the grass, hearing the birds, etc. It's a relaxing scenario. At the risk of sounding sad, I imagine my boyfriend there with me. Him getting ready for bed, turning the TV on low, he does that before sleeping and it doesn't bother me, resting his hand on my hip or kissing my cheek, etc. We don't live together yet but stay over sometimes, and it's relaxing to imagine him there when he's not. I wonder what I'll think about when he is there. I have an ever-expanding post-apocalyptic world story whenever I'm about to sleep. I'm a whale descending into the deep sea. Telling someone off. Me winning a game for my basketball team. Threesome. I am in a very long corridor, flickering lights, and dark, danky place with peeling paint and something made of flesh covering the floor. I am running towards the exit as something inscrutable chases me down. If I don't reach the exit I will never sleep again. Changing something in Marvel or Star Wars, it's really fun to imagine yourself in it. Sometimes, I dreamed about my ex doing some sort of grand gesture and trying to work things out. It's so lame, I don't know, I keep thinking about it. I loved him very much, we both fucked up and hurted each other. Part of me is holding on to the idea that if we both could manage how to communicate better, we could have worked things out. We have been out of touch since May, we last texted, and broken up for a year. I feel stupid. I'm working my shit out in therapy. Me and some mates are in a successful punk rock / tribute band. I have superpowers that I use to rescue people and / or fight crime. I'm a writer. I usually imagine scenarios with my characters. Usually I make up fake romance scenarios with me and some character I made up. Also, oh my gosh, I can't believe more people do this, lol. That I won 2 Nobel Prize and everyone respects me, and they even started using my name as a unit in physics and stuff. Me and the love of my life that I've never met, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Bad fanfic romances. So embarrassing. Cuddling with the woman I want to ask out but won't ask out because I am no way near even thinking about if I actually want to be with someone. They are too many. From when I am with someone, I am alone, I am on vacation in a magical place, to where I am locked in a room suffering. Form a path in the woods and begin walking to the dreaming. Kidnapped, bound, and sexually violated. Having a fist fight with Elon and Mark. There's many scenarios I play. At this point it's basically an entire 100+ channel TV web. Either how I write, cry, when I'm at the Hall of Fame, in getting signed by someone, I give out a speech somewhere, I receive a Grammy for my art, I imagine myself, my future, my death, the way I'm a father many would die to have. How I live out made up stories that'll never happen, like me crying somewhere and suddenly one of my favorite artists appearing out of nowhere, that leads into a conversation which evolves in them being surprised at my talent in writing. Or how I'm thanking them for signing me into a label, literally saving my life. On how I go through an episode with myself at the studio, on how I get killed in various ways. Your standard imaginary fight scenes that you would lose 100% of the time. Or times someone comforts me or I'm comforting someone. Or that I'm being interviewed and I'm answering questions. Or when I confess love to someone, imaginary chats with friends where I open up too much. Where I drive my favorite cars, I win a prize. There's a lot of it, and it gave me couple of ideas from just writing this. I could go on forever, but for the last thing, I have a scenario where this Reddit profile is a topic of long as Route 66 video essay titled "The Most Interesting Redditor That Died of Redditor's Descent into Insanity, or Who Was You / My Name /ECT. Damn, I love to lie to myself. Or I just have a luxuriant imagination, I suppose. Pretending I'm already asleep seems to do the trick. Driving or sledding down a hill. Never make it to the bottom. Zombie apocalypse. Post-apocalyptic war zone, cannibals, sky on fire, but I'm safe in this bunker in the middle of the Arctic. Happiness. Fly fishing. My most recent one: you are one of a dozen people in the world gifted with the power to choose 2 things, 1 experience, and 1 possession. They can be anything physically possible. Preparing my future actions after I wake up. Or imagining a cool fight, cause why not? Pretending to be asleep. Just the very common King Homer scenario, https://www. YouTube.com/watch. V = UGMDY4TZQA. I usually imagine walking the streets of some cyberpunk dystopia, wearing a leather jacket and smoking a cigarette. I eat at ramen bars in the market, stand on bridges and buildings to look at the view, and go back to my shitty cinder block of an apartment building to watch some terrible news and drink myself to sleep. Sometimes I have a partner in these scenarios, most of the time it's just me. Oh, and sometimes I get a cool bike, because why the hell not? That I'm a big, fluffy fox hugging my best friend and giving him the comfort he needs. Either that, or being tucked into a giantesque kangaroo girlfriend's pouch for the night. Something I would like to happen. Play my flashbacks of me having sex with that guy. Having a girlfriend, or hanging myself. That game where you have 3 poles and on the first pole are 5 hoops of increasing sizes, small at top / large at base, and you have to get those 5 hoops to the 3rd hoop without ever putting a bigger hoop on top of a smaller hoop in as few moves as possible. I just try to remember all the names of the actors in a sitcom, movie, or something like that. Ted Danson, Shelley Long, George Wendt, Woody Harrelson, Rhea Perlman, ZZZZZZZZZZZ. I write some sort of fake wholesome story like I hated my life but then I got this disabled dog or something like that. I redecorate my home or someone else's that I'm familiar with, like my parents. It's never finished because I fall asleep. That I am a pop star and friends with other famous people. I'm always hopeful that this night I will die in my sleep. Me knocking out the Italian mafia. Oh, the bedtime daydreams. Crescent moon sparkles. I have this recurring fake scenario where I'm on a serene beach at sunset, with the gentle sound of waves lulling me to sleep. There's a cozy hammock swaying between 2 palm trees, and a soft, warm breeze caresses my skin. As I drift off, I imagine I'm exploring the wonders of an untouched tropical island, discovering hidden caves and encountering friendly dolphins. That I am slowly starting to forget everything. Leaving this world to go to the most beautiful forest that humans can't touch. I have 2 ways, amazing fights between imaginary people. Random sad stories. Huge adventures. A world where I learn to count number. NSFW. That whatever bad decision I made today will go away when I sleep and I'll wake up and it was just a dream. I'm so disappointed in the morning when reality hits. Me being loved. Over the years the scenario has changed, but they all end with everyone on Earth dead except for me and about 400 childbearing age women. And hopefully a lot of them are bisexual. Explaining to some Roman general just why they don't want to invade the modern world is one reasonably common one. Running around naked as a supervillain doing hood rat stuff. I like to imagine places. Go exploring down the market street of a fantasy land. Sure. Oh, a shady merchant selling blipsmoms. What are the bathrooms like? Maybe check out the slums of a mining city on an asteroid outside Confederation space. What does it smell like here? Are the people friendly? Dang, got mugged. That I'm a young teen with good, full-time parents. Or patrobers that make me a priority, know their job ABD/or hobbies. Masked men and naked women. Literally none or I'll never fall asleep. They play themselves scenarios of war. I imagine D-Day scenarios with the Allies using modern conventional weapons. I'm a military historian, that's my excuse. I try to imagine every moment of a perfect day. I awake in a luxury hotel room with the doors open to the balcony overlooking the sea. It is the day after the marathon, nothing scheduled, no training to do. My devoted and charming lover will be back soon with breakfast. That I've got my ex-girlfriend back. I have a few characters I like to imagine scenarios around. One of them is in a sci-fi setting, basically he was a drafted soldier who was K.I. and then reborn as a cyborg like RoboCop and controlled like the Winter Soldier by a secretive evil organization to infiltrate and assassinate their enemies. He eventually managed to break free of their control and now lives on the run, doing anything he can to make money and survive another day as a fugitive, his only friend the experimental AI that helps run his ship like Romy from Andromeda. Another one I like messing around with is Anomaly, a character I originally made in LEGO DC Supervillains. This one's just the epitome of power fantasy really. He has all the powers of Superman, plus telekinesis, electrokinesis, chlorokinesis, mind control, and size shift abilities. There's also the one where I have people in my life who actually care about me. That's a nice one to dabble in from time to time. When I have insomnia I will think about being tired, so I may try to imagine walking up a really tall mountain, and by the time I get to the top I'm basically ready for a nap. Boom. Asleep. Works like a charm. I imagine myself being in a huge pool of chocolate milk swimming with jello bears. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you have enjoyed this video and subscribe to never miss an upload.